with an egg. You know the way it gets that you have an egg and the bleeding shell gets stuck in your teeth. It's rotten, isn't it? Hello guys, welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs, yourself and Cian Ment, and it's that time of the week again where you get stuck into the predictions. Cian leads by 14 points to 12. We'll get into that now in a second. The results of the Cup during the week, Cian: Finn Harps 1, Pats 0, Dundalk 1, Waterford 0, Cork City 1, Longford Town 0. Now you've got a 3-pointer for Dundalk beating Waterford 1-0, so well done. I got 1 point, I went for 2-1, and we got absolutely nothing on the other two. We'll start off with Finn Harps and Pats at Ballybofey. First of all, I'd like to say fair play to the Pats fans who actually travelled and were actually stuck behind a gate watching that match, we'll say, for 90 minutes, because Pats were poor. We'll get into that in a minute. I do want to give Finn Harps a bit of credit, though. They took the lead very early through Connolly. A bit of a mix-up in the pass defence, fair to say. But in the first half especially, if any team looked like they were going to score again, it was actually Finn Harps. They didn't necessarily park the bus for 90 minutes after they scored. What they done was they kind of harried Pats and put them under a lot of pressure. Didn't give Pats time on the ball, especially in those midfield areas. And they did that for nearly 90 minutes, didn't they? It wasn't until about 5 minutes ago that Pats started to exert some pressure of some note. What do you think?
Yeah, look, awful performance from Pats. Look, defensive mix-up, these things happen. Listen, Connor hasn't played a professional game, a competitive game since October. Look, mistakes are going to happen, especially with Pats this season. They're a young side. I'm not taking that away. I'm not making excuses. The performance was awful. First half, they were all over the place, couldn't string 2 passes together. What I'm saying is, look, that mistake happened at 5 minutes into the game. You know, like, you had a whole game to get it back. Pats never looked like scoring, to be honest with you. Couldn't string a pass in the first half. It was a very, very bad game for a Pats fan. Look, Harps didn't park the bus because they didn't need to park the bus. I don't think they were under pressure or such at all. I thought they were very comfortable in the game. But look, Pats are really starting to play another time, which is not what you want, but they kind of just start getting a bit of momentum another time. The subs made a little bit of a difference when they came on. Should they have started? Look, that's another question. Look, it's a strange one. Look, Stephen picked the team. The way I look at it is, if we won, nobody will question the team. It's because we lost for questioning the team. I don't know what the thinking behind it was. Obviously, a few Pats fans were a little bit worried. I said it on Monday morning. I wasn't that confident going up there. I said it was going to be a very tight game, and if Harps get the first goal, they can easily win it.
We felt, actually, didn't we feel, Cian, we said on the last show that if Harps got the first goal, that there's a good chance Pats will struggle to break them down. It's something common with Pats in that regard, isn't it?
Yeah, it was just an awful performance, and it's one that, like, it's, to be honest, it's very frustrating because we know we can play football. We know we can move the ball. We know we can score goals. We know we can create chances. But for whatever reason, it just didn't happen on Monday. I wouldn't say it's for the want of trying. It was just it was a poor performance, and it was kind of a write-off, especially half time. Like, you made the subs earlier. You don't know. You don't know what to think of. Like I says, we only question these things when we lose. And rightly so, to be honest with you. But all this comes into effect after you lose a game. But it was a poor performance, not taking anything away from Finn Harps. I thought they were solid. They were never in danger, though. It was comfortable for them. Like, the centre halves were up on the halfway line. They're not used to that, especially Finn Harps. Like, so it was just comfortable for them for the whole game. They fully deserved the win, no question about it. And look, Harps what are they now? 4 games away from the final. You know what I mean?
They are. Yeah, I'm trying to think who they have in the draw. Isn't it Bray Wanderers as well at the top of my head? Yeah, so they'd fancy that, I'd imagine.
Yeah, look, they fully deserve the win. There's no question about it. And look, best of luck to them.
Yeah, 100%. I think the one thing with Pats is, at the moment, I find there's a lot of chopping and changing between games, and not just personnel, but you often see a change in formations. I think But Stephen seems to be struggling with. He seems to be struggling. I've seen a few things people saying Stephen out, which is ridiculous. I'd like to get that off the bat immediately. I did say I feel he needs a full season. He won't get a full season this season, unfortunately, like a full season. But I do think when you look at Pats at times, there's a lack of what are they trying to do sometimes. And you know what Harps are trying to do, you know what Bows are trying to do, etc.
You have to take into effect the amount of games. We've been off for 4 months and then we're playing twice a week since we came back. And look, that's not sustainable for 11 players. They need a full squad. He needs to chop and change. Whether he should have played Monday side on Friday and Friday side on Monday as such, that's an argument that could have been talked about. Definitely, I think a couple of players could have played with Shamrock Rovers not till Sunday. So, it gives them an extra little bit. But look, like I says, we question these things, we lose. If Pats won, we wouldn't be questioning in the slightest. But I think he does have to chop and change. He's no choice. If it's Friday, you can kind of manage that, no problem, but it's not. And especially after being off for so long, look, Stephen knows what he's doing. Give him a bit of time, I've no doubt.
I definitely deserves a bit of time. Finn Harps deservedly move on to the next round. Now, Dundalk beat Waterford 1-0. You kind of watched both games at the same time. I picked a half each, basically. I obviously saw extra time with Cork and Longford as well. But we get into Dundalk-Waterford first. What did you make of that overall?
Dundalk were fully deserving of that win. They probably would be disappointed they didn't score more for the confidence boost they played. I don't think Waterford really got in the game at all. They kind of just ploughed through it as such. I thought Kolovich was really good. I thought before Dummigan went off injured, he was linking up with Kolovich really well. Look, I didn't see much of Kolovich, obviously, because of everything that happened, but he's really, really played well since I've seen him come back, especially from the restart. He's played well. He's getting on the ball. Obviously, he put the ball in, and Sean Hoare headed it from the free kick. But I thought Chris Shields was excellent.
That was a welcome sight because he's been pretty poor by his standards, let's be honest, in the first couple of games. So that's a welcome sight for Dundalk.
Yeah, I thought Chris Shields done well. Look, they'd be delighted with the win. That's the main thing. They're in the next round of the cup, and they needed to get back to winning ways. It was a big win for them. Waterford would take a bit of pride out of it that it was only 1-0, but in saying that, it could have been 4.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Especially, there was a barrage at the start of the second half for Dundalk for about 10 or 15 minutes, and how they didn't score in that spell, that would have killed the game. So maybe there was a little bit of anxiety due to a lack of confidence in Dundalk in that sense, but they just needed to get the win. They got the win. I thought Leahy gave them an extra dimension left back, a bit more energy.
Yeah, they have unbelievable depth. I think anybody in the Dundalk side can play in any team and probably start in any team, whether you're on the bench for Dundalk, and probably some players aren't even in the squad for Dundalk. That'd be like a main man for other teams, and it's brilliant for Dundalk fans to see that, but they obviously need to back it up with performances.
Yeah, I think if they can get another win, we'll get into that later on Friday, you'll see the confidence come up again and they might go on a bit of a run, if I'm honest with you. Cork City won, Longford 0. From what I saw for the most part, it wasn't a great game. Cork won't give two hoots about this because their late winner from the substitute, Ricardo Dinanga, was a bit of quality, I have to say, in fairness to him, wasn't it? You have to give him credit. Down to 10 men, last minute. He just goes for it, doesn't he?
I waited all game for a bit of running from Cork. It was an awful game again. It was a hard watch. I had the Cork game on my telly, and I had the Dundalk game on the iPad beside the telly, and I says, you know what, switched it over and watched Dundalk. It's Cork are a hard watch this year, and I do feel for them. But look, they're not going to give a shit. They won 1-0. They're in the next round of the cup. Look, that luck isn't going that way. They're drawing Rovers now in the cup. Neil Fenn must be, I don't know what he must be thinking, like. But, to get in the next round of the cup is important.
Yeah. And it's mad statistic. That was their first goal from play this season as well, which is unreal. What did you think of the Graham Cummins sending off before we move on?
I would have. The minute he made the tackle, I said, right, he's walking. Look, it's not ideal for Cork. He's going to miss God knows how many games. It depends now. It used to be a straight red, it used to be 3, but it's not like that anymore. So we'll see what he gets. But I think, Cork, if they won the game, they won't care that they're in the next round of the cup. But I think it just shows. I wouldn't say it's great the way they scored last minute and all. That'll boost their confidence. But to play against the fourth division side like that, and they weren't great. Like, let's be honest, I thought Longford had a better chances.
You're right, and Longford, I've seen Longford play better as well, so that'd be a bit of a worry for Cork as well,
Yeah, but look, Cork are in the next round. I think Longford deserved it to go to penalty. Cork were kind of sitting back, and they sat back since the red card, really, and they just got one to break. Look, that's football, and I think best of luck to them in the next round.
Right, so we'll move on to the games of the weekend. First game up is Dundalk and Waterford again. That's Friday. It's on at 5:45. If Dundalk can get another win here, I think they're motoring a little bit. I've gone for Dundalk to win 3-1. I think they played reasonably well the last day. I think if they can just add a little bit more clinical edge in front of goal, basically, which they have those players, but if they can bring that style of performance into this game, I don't think they'll make the same mistakes as such in front of goal, and they'll add a few more.
Look, I think Dundalk will win. It just goes to show you. I said it 2 weeks ago. Dundalk win 2 games, like you said there. They could be motored.
It's always going to happen, I think, because the quality they have. Of course, the question is, before we go into them, is that would that be enough to catch Shamrock Rovers after the whole Rovers start dropping points? But I definitely think Dundalk will get motoring at some point. You're right, yeah.
Yeah, like Dundalk will be back there. They'll be motoring. I think they'll win at 2-0. I think they'll be comfortable. I think they'll get an extra goal than they did the other night. I think they'll play well. I can't see Waterford winning the game, especially after Tuesday's performance. I think Waterford will probably keep the score down. If they can nick a draw, great. If they can nick a goal, even better. But I think it's going to be an easy enough game for Dundalk. I'm not going to say easy as such, but I'm just comfortable. I'm going to go for a 2-0, comfortable, comprehensive.
Yeah, Cork City and Sligo, I believe, is the next match, isn't it? 7:45 on Friday. Yeah, it is, yeah. And obviously a Turner's Cross. This is a difficult one in a way for me because Cork, we've talked about Cork there, but they've a few new players, Fenwick and Simpson, and a few attackers. Like, we don't know what they're like. So they could come in and all of a sudden, you know what I mean, rejuvenate that side. We don't really know, but they definitely need something that could do that. As for Sligo, Junior is available, and they've been in terrific form. They're playing with a lot of confidence. I still find it hard not to see Sligo winning this match because I don't know what those new players will have to offer Cork, but they couldn't be any worse than what they have offered, let's be honest. But I've gone 2-1 Sligo because I find it hard to pick Cork to get a win. Choose Cork to get a win.
I love this streaming system because I get to see these games. I watch Sligo Road every time Sligo play. I watch them. I'm a big fan of Sligo. I think Sligo will win a 1-0. It'll be tight enough. Cork, they're not leaking goals really. They're not, but they're not scoring, and all it takes is one goal. Look, it doesn't take a genius to mind that, but what I'm saying is, like, all it takes, if Sligo get ahead, I can't see Cork winning it. I think the worst result for Sligo will be a draw. I honestly think Sligo will win a 1-0.
Yeah, from Sligo's point of view, just say for now to get a win, that's 3 wins in the bounce, and suddenly you're talking about Europe.
Yeah.
To be honest. Definitely.
Yeah, look, and that's
if they can win on Friday, they're definitely in the in contention for Europe. There's no doubt.
It's crazy, but yeah, like it's great. Look, the work that's being done down there. Look, if they were to win, if they were to put a European push, great. The league in general needs a good Sligo side. So it's great, and I do. I hope Liam goes down there, and I hope they get the win.
I see them getting it. Shelbourne and Derry City, that's Tolka Park, Saturday 5 p.m. I find Shelbourne very difficult to predict. I'm not sure if I've got a Shelbourne result right so far. I've gone for Shelbourne 1, Derry City 2, but I struggled with this one, I have to say. What do you think yourself?
Yeah, I think they're going to get a bit of a bounce. I think they've kind of... I'm just going back on recent form, to be honest. I'm picking this one out of my head. They win one, lose one, win one, lose one. But I think they're going to get a bit of a reaction. I don't think the other night was good enough from Shelbourne point of view. They never got into the game really. I know they got a goal towards the end, but they never got into it. I think Ian will have them bouncing. They'll be champing at the bit. I'm going to say 1-0 Shelbourne. I don't think they're going to score a lot of goals against this Derry side. In saying that, look, Derry are on good form. But I think Shelbourne at home, they're going to get a bit of a bounce. I'm going to go 1-0 Shelbourne.
Yeah, it's a strange one with Shelbourne. They go in front and they tend to win. They go behind, they tend to lose.
That's it, yeah.
It's a strange one with them. And a lot of early goals in their games as well,
yeah.
Which is strange because they don't score many really or concede many, but there tends to be an early goal. So that's going to be, I think that's an interesting one. Finn Harps and Bows at Ballybuffet. Can Finn Harps put in the energy, I suppose, that they put in against Pats? Repeat that against Bohemians.
I wouldn't even say the energy. I thought it was easy for them the other night. I don't think half of them had to break a sweat, to be honest with you, up until the last 5 minutes. I think it was just so comfortable for them. Look, they're not going to be in the slightest tired or mentally or physically. I think they're going to be well recorded because I thought Monday was easy enough for them. It's going to be a tight game. It's hard to call, especially away from home. But I'm going to go 1-0 Bows. I think they'll just get that one goal, and I think Bows will then nearly sit back as such.
Yeah, I've gone 2-0 Bows. I think it's actually a big game for Finn Harps because that win was in the Cup, but it gave them no league points. I don't think they've had any points in the last 5 league games, maybe.
No,
so
that's important. You know, they need league points. I was speaking to a lot of, not a lot, a few Finn Harps fans, and they were saying they'd swap the 3 points on Friday, on Friday for the cup, and I'm saying, we'll take our cup spot, you know. Well, you know, it's...
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Finn Harps were thinking that more, and Pats were generally thinking the other way, which is an interesting one. Finn Harps maybe feel, though they won't go all the way in the cup, it's unlikely they will, and they probably feel they're, 3 points towards staying up would be key. But it's a big game for them. But I can't see Bows. I can't see them having the quality to really trouble Bows. Bows won't be half as bad as Pats were. I know that for sure. They're a settled team under Keith Long. They know everybody knows what they're doing. He's there long enough. They have a pattern of play. They have some good subs. I got 2-0, not an easy 2-0, but kind of possibly a late 2-0 win. That kind of a win. Now, Pats and Shamrock Rovers Sunday 5 p.m.
Yeah, look, after Monday night's results, performance, everything, Pats need to hit the ground running in this game. They need to get an early goal. Look, I'm gonna go for 2-0 Shamrock Rovers based on last week's performance, because that's all you can really base it on. I don't think we're going to be as bad as we were. I don't think we're ever going to be as bad as we were the other night.
I tell you, if they were that bad against Shamrock Rovers, they'd be in for a right hiding, wouldn't they? But I don't think they won't be as bad.
It's not going to be. It's going to be tight. Look, I'm saying 2-0. I'm hoping that. I really am. I'm hoping that. Look, best possible outcome for us. I think Pats will get a draw here easily if they do their job and if they show up. There's no doubt they have the quality. They can. I'm not going to say they can match the man for man, but we're not far off the man for man.
Definitely, I could definitely see Pats scramble with a workman-like performance, getting 0-0 draw. I could see that, but I find it hard. I've gone 2-0 Rovers as well. I find it hard to predict it though, as such, that kind of way. But I've seen it before with Pats.
I'm predicting against Pats, and it kills me to say it, but look...
Your heart is ruling over your head, but you know yourself. Or your other way around, sorry, your head's ruling your heart. Yeah, exactly.
I just think Rovers obviously have the better side. Look, I'll be there supporting Pats. I want Pats to win. I hope I'm wrong. I do. I hope I'm really wrong, and I hope Pats can get something out of the game. But what I'm going by is Monday's performance. I know it was in the cup, but look, that's going to give them a little bit of bite now as well. They're going to come in again. They're going to have their tails up. They want to get something. They don't want Rovers to come to Richmond.
You have to remember it's a big derby against Rovers as well. Like, you know, we talk about Shells, Pats, Bows, whatever, Rovers, but Pats and Rovers is a big. It's a South Dublin derby as well. Like, you know, so that has to be taken into consideration as well.
Yeah,
there's always a little bit of needle there as well, which adds to the occasion, I find. Rovers have the team. They have a very good side. They've won all their games. The league could probably do with Pats getting something here, and Dundalk and Bows winning at the weekend to really, you know, make things really interesting.
Allow an exception here. I'm going to go 2-0 Rovers, but I'm going to go 1-0 Pats as well, right?
Oh. Do you want to stick in another prediction while you're at it? 1-1 maybe?
Yeah. Well.
So that's your heart prediction and your head prediction. Fair enough. No, I'm going Rovers as well. It's difficult. I'll tell you one thing about Rovers. They will drop points at some point, and some point soon, in my opinion. They came close to doing City. But I find it hard to go against them. I'm going 2-0. I don't know. I think the first division is very interesting this year. I'm enjoying it, I have to say. I don't know why, but we'll get on to the games. Anyway, Cabinteely and Cove first up.
Yeah, look, Cabinteely want to win now. They got a draw away from home. Not the worst result, considering Wexford have strengthened. But I'm going to go for 2-0 Cabinteely. Simple workman-like performance. Look, they're not a team that plays great football. They're not good in the eye, but they get performances. That's all, and they get results, and that's all that matters in this game. 2-0, yeah.
I'm going for a shock 1-1 draw, maybe a surprise 1-1 draw. Cove will be looking to Lyons, who 20-year-old striker got a couple of goals against Galway. Dave Hurley in midfield. They're playing well. They're getting results. When they lose, they're not losing by much. Be interested to see how Cabo can react to their first drop points of the season as well. I think that's going to be interesting to show that they're really the real deal. If they were to drop points here, you might have a few little questions about them. But I'm going for 1-1. On to Athlone Town and Drogheda. The two big footballing towns will be locking horns here, Cian. How do you see this one?
Yeah, look, Athlone, like I keep saying, they're a work in progress. But I think Drogheda just need to have their game faces on and show up and put in a performance, and I think they'll win the game. Gonna say 2-0 again. Drogheda, comfortable 2-0. Could be 3 or 4 if they have the head in the game. Can't really see Athlone give them much of a game, especially towards the end of the game.
Yeah, it's a good performance for Drogheda last week against Bray. I've gone the same, funnily 2-0. I think that's a couple of matching scores we've had, which is strange. But yeah, I think the exact same thing. Just think Drogheda have too much quality. And if Athlone might be in the game for a while, but I've mentioned it many times, Drogheda seem to have a new hero every week, and a guy comes off the bench, and be it me, be it Clark, be it Brandon Birmingham, they could start. Odiemo, you know, they've so many options for that division, don't they? In the attacking areas. And to think that Chris Lyons hasn't scored in the last couple of games either, which is a good sign because they're getting goals all over, and Lyons as well.
Look, nobody cares where the goals are coming from once they're coming. No. The goals don't have to come from the striker, but I just think Longford have a chance here. Drogheda have a chance here to get a couple out of it.
Definitely, I think 2-0 as well. And I think this is a very interesting one. We've talked about it before. Galway United play Longford Town. Galway, 4 draws, by the way, for 5 games. So they've only been beaten once, but they haven't won. The reason I think it's interesting is because obviously Galway need a win, but Longford are in the back of an extra time game against Cork City. First division club. Galway, bit of a break. This might be the chance for Galway to strike. I've gone 2-1 Galway, a bit of a surprise. They have... Lambuto in, who scored a couple of goals, a young 20-year-old striker. Haven't seen him play, but heard a bit about him scoring goals.
Yeah.
They'll be looking to him as well. But it's an opportunity. I think if you're playing Longford from a Galway perspective, this is the week to play them during the week.
Yeah, definitely. Look, Galway, I'm gonna say a 1-1 draw. Say it's gonna be a hard fought game. Obviously, Galway have that bit of break, have that longer break, but at the same time, Longford have more quality. Look, Longford. I don't think. Look, it's not nice losing the 121st minute over anything, especially after in Cork of all places as well. But to think, like the way I'd be looking at it is, they're a Premier Division club. We're the 4th Division club. We put it up to them. We nearly went all the way to penalties. Possibly had the better chances in the game. I think Langford would be happy with that performance. I'm not saying the result, look, they obviously wanted to be in the next round of the Cup, but I think they gave themselves a fantastic performance, and I think they will take it in. But gone by recent results at Galway, I'm picking a draw.
It's an interesting one. It really could go either way, to be honest with you. I think, as you say, Longford, if they could go to Galway and get a win, considering they had that game during the week, I think it'd be a fantastic sign and result for them. But at the same time, Galway need to look at this and say, lads, if we can play with the energy and enthusiasm, if Longford are tired, we can take advantage of it. They need to look at it that way. Bray Wanderers and UCD, I found this one a difficult one to predict, but UCD have snuck up there, I think. Knowns to everybody in a sense. We always thought they'd be up there, but they've kind of done it under the radar a little bit. I have a feeling they're going to keep their good form going here and go to the Carlisle. And I don't know if it surprises many if they did, but I think they might nick this one 1-0. Collie Whelan is a striker, a young striker, has been in the goals recently as well. So they've a lot of options going forward, I think. And it looks like they've sorted themselves out defensively in the last few games as well, seemingly.
Yeah, look, it's going to be a big game for both sides. Whoever wins will nearly find themselves in a great position to be in the playoff spots come the end of the year. The games against the teams around you, I know there's only 10 teams. People are probably saying, yeah, I know everyone's around us, but the teams in and around the mid-table there, like the likes of Bray and the likes of UCD, they're the games you need to be winning. I don't know.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Like I said, I do these off the cuff and you say them out to me. But I'm gonna go for the 1-1 draw. I think Bray will be on top for most of it, but I just think it'll be a draw. I don't think they'll have enough to win it.
Yeah, funnily enough though, as you say, it is a big game because whoever wins this might be the most likely out of the rest to kind of for the actual title and finish first. So I'm not saying either team finish first, but they could be the most likely to whoever wins this. They might see it as such. Yeah. So that way it's going to be an interesting game. And Bray have been a bit up and down. They had a bad performance though, seemingly in Drogheda. They lost 3-1. So they're after a brilliant performance in Longford. We see a lot of that, don't we, lately? Like because of the way it's
can't go from week to week. I think, Keith, what we'll do is right. See, the reason I've gone for a Rovers 2-0 because I'm always getting the result wrong. So anytime I say 2-0, it goes.
Yeah.
Anytime it goes 2-0, it goes the other way. So look,
psychology, is it?
Yeah, you just can't really. You can't pick. It's impossible. Like, it's not predictable. But like I said, that's why we love this league. You don't know what you're gonna get. You go down every Friday night. You're hoping to see something special. Do you know what I mean? And like that's what makes you come back because every week you want to see something special. You want to see a bit of history. You want to see something. But
it's good to be wrong as well, to be honest, because you know what I mean. If you're right all the time, I mean, it's predictable, it's boring. But no, definitely. Speaking of Shamrock Rovers, Wexford are next up for Shamrock Rovers. Now, Shamrock Rovers play. The second team do play before the first team. That happened last week, and some of the big guns didn't play. I'd imagine it's going to be the same again. So, an opportunity maybe for Wexford here. I've gone 1-0 Wexford personally.
Yeah, I've gone 1-0 Wexford myself. I think, Wexford are in good form. Well, when I say good form, they're in better form than they ever were, really. Gonna go for Wexford 1-0 here. You don't know what sort of Rovers are gonna put out. You really don't. But considering they have a big game against Pats on
day, that's on a Saturday. This one and the Pats game is on Monday. So
considering like they would probably need the likes of Scales, maybe Brandon Kavanagh. They are skillful players. I think, Williams, of course. I think speaking of him, I think he could cause a lot of problems in that Pats defence. If he comes on, or you never know, he might start after performance.
We spoke about this before the kind of season got together, the restart, I should say. Would Williams kind of get in ahead of Gaffney? He kind of edging towards the second choice there, isn't he, a little bit?
Yeah, look, he came on. All he can do, he said it. All he can do is keep scoring. Look, he came on. He made his presence known the other day against Derry. Look, the header, obviously, the goal, it didn't go to him. It was an awful long goal. But look, I thought he was a very good presence up front, and I don't mean presence as in big. He's not in the streets. He's just quick. Quick movement. He's intelligent. there's no reason why he can't even start. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts for Shamrock Rovers after the way he came on the other night. Look, it's strange whether he plays against Wexford. You don't know whether he plays against Pats. You don't. You just don't know what the story is. But I'm going Wexford.
Yeah, exactly. If it's a hazard, I guess he won't feature in the B game, to be honest with you. So that's it for this week, guys. Like, subscribe, and click the bell notification button as well, so you can keep up to date with everything we're doing. Cian, thanks as always. Looking forward to it, and best of luck in Richmond Park over the weekend. All right.
Thank you.